They are facing a myriad of charges, including belonging to a terrorist organization, airing false news, instilling terror, harming the interests of the country, and possessing broadcast equipment without a permit. Now, what the prosecutors are saying is that they created video material that was contrary to what was really happening here, and they put it on air through the Al Jazeera network. Now, the reason they did that, according to the prosecutors, was to distort Egypt's international reputation. 12 of the accused have not yet been arrested, but 8 are in custody. Now, some of these Al Jazeera journalists from the Arabic channel have been held since August, and the journalists who work on the English channel were arrested in December in a luxury Cairo hotel, where, according to the prosecution, they'd been broadcasting from that hotel. Now, some of them are now being detained in a maximum security prison where suspected terrorists are held. And the Al Jazeera channel actually stopped working here in July last year after Mohamed Morsi was overthrown, and their offices were closed, and the authorities didn't give them press accreditation to work here. And the way that Al Jazeera is viewed here in Egypt is that it's biased towards the Muslim Brotherhood, and it only shows that point of view. Now, of course, it is owned by the state of Qatar, which has always openly supported the Muslim Brotherhood.
And Kathryn, just tell us, how does this fit into wider fears about a crackdown, not just on journalists, but also on activists in post-revolution Egypt?
Well, I think that rights group will certainly see it as part of that crackdown. Last week, Amnesty International issued a report, and they criticised what it calls human rights abuses, wide-scale repression, and limits to freedom of expression in Egypt. Now, according to that report, 21,000 people have been arrested since Morsi was overthrown last July. And these arrests, they're not only members of the Muslim Brotherhood, but also secular activists and leading figures from the January 2011 revolution. Some 1,400 people have been killed in political violence since July. And of course, journalists here have been caught up in this crackdown. Now, according to the Egyptian Journalists Syndicate, there's been an escalation of arrests and assaults on journalists following the third-year anniversary of the 2011 uprising last weekend, and they're likening it to the eras of both the ousted presidents, Hosni Mubarak and Mohamed Morsi. But from the authorities' point of view, they're saying they're fighting an ongoing battle against terrorism. But I think what we have to say about these arrests and these charges is the first time journalists and indeed foreigners have been accused of terror-related charges since the government declared the Muslim Brotherhood a terrorist organization last December.